Well, hi there. Welcome to my channel. One of the reasons I started this channel is because it really makes me sad that I know parents are struggling alone and feel really alone and isolated. And, that's very, very hard. Uh, so I want to say to you, if you are struggling with things like siblings fighting, your own yelling, balancing work and family, um, managing if you have a sick child, if you're struggling with the judgment of society or relatives, you are not alone. You are in the right place. I'm glad you're here. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Wynn Harwood. And for more than 30 years now, I've worked with hundreds of parents to help them enjoy parenting, to make it less stressful, to make it less difficult. And I want to share my story today, a little bit of it anyway, because the other night I listened to Dr. Tina Payne Bryson, uh, who wrote one of my favorite books and a number of books with Dr. Daniel Siegel. And this is one of my favorite books. See if you can see it. Hold it up close. No Drama Discipline. And she wrote other books with Dr. Siegel as well. He's a neuro psychologist, and it's they've shared so much information on what a child's brain needs, because when you're raising a child, you're raising a small human, and you're raising their brain, you're growing their brain. So anyway, she talked about trauma because she too experienced trauma. I grew up in a family of intergenerational trauma, and she described it like this: when you're a survivor of childhood trauma, she said, you're in your house and you smell smoke, and you go, "Oh my gosh, the house is on fire!" And then you find out it's burnt toast. It's toast burning. When you grow up with trauma, that part of your brain that takes us to fight or flight or freeze, it gets easily triggered, and it can make parenting even more challenging. And I really like to talk about that and what I learned about it. Um, so so my story is that I grew up in a violent alcoholic home. My father was an alcoholic. My mother, she really became quite mentally ill through time. Um, and my parents had 7 kids in 9 years. No multiple births, all single births. And I was the oldest. And it turned out that I was, very bright and perceptive and sensitive. And I didn't feel safe. I never felt safe as a child. And now we know how harmful that is to a child and their brain, in fact. When my husband and I decided to have children, of course, I was very happy, but I was also scared. And, I knew I needed to get an education, because what I had learned about parenting from my parents, I didn't want to repeat. And we know that parenting is all learned. No one is born a parent. But unfortunately, there were only 4 books available to me. There was no parent coaching. There were no parenting courses where I lived. It turned out that I was living and working in Europe, both my husband and I. And there was a course available in Canada, in North America, and it was parent effectiveness training. Okay, a far cry from the information that is available to us today, but it was a little bit helpful. Anyway, and a lot of people really benefited from it. There's no question. I mean, the book, Parent Effectiveness Training. Anyway, so I just knew that I wanted to parent my child the way that I wish I had been parented. And really, in lots of ways, this is the best time to parent, because there's so much information available to you. Now, at any given time, there are 4 books on my desk that I haven't even read yet, or in my Kindle, there's probably another 4. And there's parent coaching available and parent education. But the information that is available to you, especially on brain development of children, so that helping them to, that's all about helping them to grow up to become resilient and to be independent and able to make caring decisions for themselves and others. The information that is available to you folks, your parents, and even myself, we couldn't even have dreamt of having. Like I say, I was so happy when this book, No Drama Discipline, came out in 2016. And there were books before that were really helpful to me. And the other part that really helped me was like books like it had to do with my own recovery, because I have spent all my adult life really recovering from my childhood. And books like Charles Whitfield's Healing the Inner Child really had a lot to do with parenting. And when we're parenting, it's an opportunity to grow ourselves and to reparent our inner child, the child inside of us. And so if you're interested in that, that's where we're going with this channel. And we'll do it together and we'll support each other. And I look forward to you joining me next time, because together we are going to make this a better world for parents and a better world for kids. Till next time.